Hi there, I'm Miriam and welcome to Miriam's Manor. Today, you guys, we are going to be working with ribbon. I am going to show you a few different techniques that I use to apply ribbon to my trees, my garland, as well as my wreaths. So if that is what you are interested in seeing, stay tuned. Rebecca, this video is for you, my dear. When we were in Arlington, Texas at the Decorator's Warehouse, you asked me if I would do a little bit more in-depth video on how I actually ribbon my tree. So today I'm going to show you a few different ways that I ribbon in the past. Now, I do not do the same ribbon technique every year. I go with how I feel, especially when I'm taking a look at what the other ornaments are that I have to add to my tree. The ornaments, the picks, any larger scale items that I might be adding, all of those things make a difference on how much ribbon I will use, as well as the technique of ribbon that I will use. For example, if I have a lot of large bulky items like the 8 to 10 inch size balls, or really large flowers that you guys seen in the video that I posted a few weeks ago, I'm not going to do very large bows of ribbon. I'm just going to sprinkle some throughout, and I'm not going to do an entire tree full of ribbon either, because then it just is too overwhelming to me for my taste. So in those cases, when I have a lot of larger items, I keep it super simple with my ribbon, doing just a few loops sporadically here and there, and I'll show you how I'm doing that. Now, both of these ribbons I did pick up from the at-home store. This is like a silver and white ombre, and this one has snowflakes on them. Both of them were $5.99 and they are 10 yards each, and they are 2.5 inches wide. Now, these are wired ribbon. And for those of you who may be beginners when it comes to ribboning, you do want to make sure that you get wired ribbon for all of the techniques that I'm getting ready to show you. Not that unwired ribbon is not beautiful. It actually has been trending a lot the past few years with very simple bows, just having at the tippy top or the edge of each little branch 2 little loops coming down, typically to about here, and then the long tails coming down from that. It's a super beautiful design and it is gorgeous, but for these particular applications, make sure you get wired ribbon if you want to recreate this look. So I'm going to go ahead and open these and we'll go ahead and get started. All right, so when I'm working with ribbon, all I do is grab the tips of each one and I literally just let them hit the floor, you guys. I don't worry about them down there. Now, what I also do is make sure that I put the pretty one or the more decorative one, whichever one that I want to be the face of the star of the show, I should say. I put that ribbon on the top and I will have it like slightly just one halfway kind of on top of the other. You can begin to fluff these out more when you go to set them in, but to begin, I just put it halfway across the front of the other one, and then I will pinch and squeeze this here at the top. Now, this is the first version, and actually I come down a little bit lower when I'm first inserting this into the tree. So I'm gonna pinch it about 1 inch to 1.5 inches right below the top. That way I will have this kind of more snug when I am inserting this inside of the tree. All I am doing for this, I have to find where my bottom would roll to really quick. Kick that out of the way. Okay, so all I am doing is using the actual branches of the tree to attach it. I don't like to use the floral wire if I can help it. Sometimes I do, depending on where I want to attach something to, but most of the times I simply just use the branches. The other thing is I go in deep into the inside of the tree. So I am going to come and find like the last 2 branches, and they're actually right here. Let me get that light out of the way. You can see these two little pieces here. I'm going to take this little pinched ribbon, stick it right there on the inside, and twist really hard twice. Now my ribbon is in the tree, and then I'm just going to pop it a little bit up where I want it, and then go in deep inside the inside of the tree again. So you might need to pop it a little bit more since you are going a little bit deep, because you don't want this to be super tight against the tree. It shouldn't look tight like this. You want to let it have some nice curved shape to it. So give yourself a little slack if you need, and then again, just use the branches to twist and hold it in place. You can separate it from there so you can see both of the ribbon, and it's up to you whether you want it to be completely separated like this, or if you want to leave one kind of crossing the other one. Now I'm going to go ahead and add a few more loops to this one using the same technique so you guys can kind of see what that looks like just for this one. Also, when you're doing this, don't be afraid to completely switch the angle on these. You don't have to constantly go straight down. You can come in and then move this one completely to the side if you want, and tuck that in and take it in another direction. All right, so this is technique number 1. All right, so for technique number 2, you can see how I ended the other ribbon. It looks kind of messy. So what I am going to do is line both of these up and cut them together. I'm going to cut them at an angle like this. Also, you guys, if you do not have ribbon shears or fabric shears, I highly suggest you get a pair of these so that you can always have very sharp lines on your ribbon. Now, I hide these. I'm not kidding. I hide these in my office because these are my ribbon shears, and I only use these pair of scissors for ribbons. I don't allow anybody else in my house to even look at them to find them, because the last pair that I bought, the last few pair that I bought specifically for my ribbon, everybody in the house kept taking them over. So these get hidden so that my lines in my ribbon can always stay sharp. So I've got this cut at an angle, and now what I'm going to do is do some loops. Now for this one, I can choose to leave a little tail out and pinch it down here to put that in, and leave that cute little tail just up there at the top like this. So let's come in right next to this one here. We're going to find 2 of the deepest branches again, stick that in there. And then I am going to kind of just angle this off like that with that little loop there. Now you can come down and start your loops from here. All right, now this is number 2. All right, so I angled my tree just a bit so that I can make sure to keep this in the front. So for technique number 3, we're gonna go down roughly about 8 inches. You can go down even up to 10 if you like. This is going to be my tail. So I'm just going to twist the ribbon like that to keep my little tail going. And now I am going to create my first loop. And just like you would be looping it in the tree, you're just gonna take it like that pinch it. So now you're holding all of it together. You're gonna twist the ribbon again so that the pretty side stays facing up. Now for those of you who have like the dual-sided ribbon, this really isn't necessary to flip it. But if not, then just make sure you are flipping it so that you can have both of your pretty sides facing forward. Now just to do a quick little hand check, you can check if the loops are the same by lifting it up. You can see that mine are not. I need a little bit more on this one. So I'm gonna come down a little bit more, pull them both up, and now they're about the same length. So now I've got this cute little bow with a little tail, and this whole thing in here is what I'm going to tie into the branch of the tree. Now when I do a little bow, I don't go as deep into the tree. I'm still gonna go back just a little bit, but not super deep, because I don't want the tree to swallow up the bow I just made. All right, so always come back and fluff your bows once you get it all set in there. Create the shape that you want it to have. And there, so you could either leave this tail hanging down there and then start your loops coming this way. You can flip your tail up if you want and have it coming up off into the tree like that, and then begin coming down with your loops. It's just your personal preference, whatever you like. And this is technique number 3. All right, so technique number 4 that I'm going to show you is even more simple than the last one we just did. So all you are going to do is take your ribbon, make one simple loop, and then you can add it to the tree like that and have it just start with one loop and then go down into your bigger swoops. Now, if you want to add more than one loop, then you most certainly can. You would just pinch it here, come in, loop it up again like that, grab the whole thing, and now you have 2 loops. You can do this side by side like this, and then go into loops, or twist the ribbon so that your front side is facing, your pretty side is facing front, and then completely loop it back up in front of the other one and pinch and grab and hold. And then you have a bigger loop up top and a smaller loop down below. Now I do want to show you this. I have about 1 inch still down here that I'm going to use and put into the tree to hold it in place. That way this doesn't shift and move, and then create my loops from there. And again, I'm gonna come back and fluff my loops, making sure they're super cute. And then I'm going to come in and just loop it down the same way. Okay, so we've got this one with the tail just to start it and then looping down. This one with no tails, everything is tucked from the top to the bottom. This one, we've got a little tail and a cute little bow coming down. And then this one, we have 2 loops. Now, you guys, you can totally customize this to whatever your preference is. If you want to end it in a bow, you can use the same technique that I showed you up here and end it that way down here. You can mix and match these styles. They are super simple. Once you get the principles of doing it this way, you can mix and match the bow style. You can do this on your garlands. You can do this on your wreaths and just add however many loops or bows that you want for your desired look. So you guys, I really hope that this video was helpful. Rebecca, I hope this answers your questions. When I go to decorate this tree, I will also show you from start to finish of me decorating this. So however I decide to do it this year, you'll also see the full application of that in another week or so. I'm also going to be adding the same ribbon to my garland on my stairs, the garland on my fireplace, and I haven't decided yet if I'm going to add it to my indoor wreath. But you guys will see in a few more weeks what I end up doing with that. So please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up for this video. I do greatly appreciate it. It does really help me. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I want to remind you of the Christmas Village contest that we have coming up. There are several videos out on it already, giving you all the rules, when everything is due, and the categories, as well as the sponsors. All submissions are due December 1st to my email at miriamsmanor@gmail.com, as it is listed on the bottom of this screen. You guys can also become a member of my channel by clicking on the link in the description box of this video. It'll take you to the Join tab. You can enter at the level you feel comfortable with and see all of the different perks that you get from becoming a Miriam's Manor member. And also don't forget to click on your notification bell. You guys, I have begun all of the work on all of the Christmas stuff. I have pulled out every single bin to start decorating. I am simultaneously working on my Christmas Village at the same time. So I'm going to have loads of Christmas content coming your way. So make sure you don't miss any of those things. If you guys have any questions for me at all, leave me a line in the comment section. You know I will get back with you. And if you're new to my channel, then I will get back with you. And until I see you again, stay safe, God bless you, and I will see you either Monday or Friday, and possibly on Wednesday for bonus videos. Bye.